What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. All right, so today I'm gonna have a long conversation, kind of like a talking story time video here. Just recently my mom had purchased a new car, but I want to share the experience on the market now and how everything is with car shortages or new car shortages and used car prices being so high, and how we kind of overcame all those obstacles. Because with the way that the new car market is, when the dealership gets a specific car, there's hardly any cars around. And basically, a quick example here, I'll show you guys. Just to show you, my mom wanted a white SUV, compact SUV, a small one, all-wheel drive, and black interior and everything else like that, kind of fully loaded. And just to give you guys an example here, I like going to my website, cars.com, and in the website, if you put all that in and check the mileage, 30 miles, 50 miles away, there are hardly any cars, 20 to 30 cars. If you go 200 miles away, there's like 13 cars. All right, so basically there's no cars in the market, especially if you're looking for specific options and colors. So it's very hard to negotiate. So you go to a dealer, you would think that the dealer is like trying to sell cars, and like, oh, they want to, they want to sell because they're hungry, they're not. That's not the case. The car comes in, they want the price for the car because they know 5 or 10 or 15 other people are right behind you looking for that car, because there is not another car like that anywhere close in the area anymore. Of course, before, 100 dealer a car had 100 car, a dealer had 100 cars, and the next dealer next to it had the same amount of cars, and you can go back and forth and negotiate. I'll just go somewhere else and forget it. I'll come back later, and the car was still gonna be there. It didn't matter if not somebody else had it. So far this year, it hasn't been nothing like that. It's been, here we have the car now, or you have to wait for a car that's in transit or being built, a month, 2 months, a week, if you want to get the car. And then you got to be there first come, first serve. They're not holding cars. So that's how the new car market is. The used car market is even worse. Used car market, for an example, when we were looking for my mom's car, I ended up looking at a 2021 with the same options, and it was $5,000 more than the new car was, that they didn't even have in stock. So the used car with 4,000 miles was 5,000 miles more than a car that they didn't even have in stock yet, being new. So the used car market is way up here. New cars are staying there, and they're not negotiating in pricing because they know what they have. It's kind of like this whole PlayStation 5 thing. You can't find a PlayStation 5 anywhere in the store. You have to go online and pay another $200 to $300 more to somebody to basically get them if you want the PlayStation 5. Pretty much the same scenario. So with that being said, I'm just gonna tell you guys exactly how my experience real quick in the past 2 days. Normally I'm pretty good at negotiating, but there was none of that this time. My mom called me up 2 days ago. She said she wanted a new car. Right at the time, she owned a 2013 Toyota Camry XLE. Nice car, and my mom keeps up with her maintenance. It's on point. I mean, she follows the maintenance book to the T. This thing is on point. She had a little bit of a dent on the quarter panel on the rear passenger side. So, and she didn't fix it because it was minor to her, not enough to fix it and spend so much money in fixing it. So either way, car was in excellent condition. And we went out, we're looking for cars. She wanted a new SUV, like I said, white with a dark interior, and good luck trying to find that. And it was a needle in a haystack. I found one, and it was 50 miles away in Bourbonnais, and I'm in Aurora and my mom's in Chicago. 50 miles away, we had to travel to find this car. We get down there, the price of the car is $35,000, and they don't want to negotiate. That is it. And they're like, well, we got 2 other people interested in the car if you don't want the car. It was that simple. Yes, that you use a scare tactic. Before they had 100 cars everywhere, and if you don't want the car, somebody else, yeah, whatever, let them get them. I'll go somewhere else and get a better deal. Not this time. There was no other car with this option anywhere. Anyways, we get down there, we're like, fine, whatever. Mom's like, I like the car, Let's see what we get with the car. I want my payment to be at this amount, so I want this. Okay, the lady comes back, says, this is what your payment. Say, we have a trade-in. We want to trade in the 2013 Camry. They come back with a trade-in price of $6,500. I'm not happy at all. My mom wasn't happy. I was expecting about 8. My mom was expecting about 7,500. Nowhere near. And they don't want to budge on giving us more money either. At the end of basically after an hour and a half, it was past even closing, 10 o'clock of negotiating, 50 miles away from home. My mom was tired. She's like, let's just do it. By the saving grace that basically, and I was mentally tired as well. But anyways, the finance guy was gone. So we couldn't finalize the paperwork. So we left, took the Camry back. We'll be back tomorrow, sign paperwork. And here's where these tips are gonna come in for you guys. I go home and I start looking online. I go into my favorite site, cars.com, and start looking, and I put my mom's car in there just to see what they're selling for. One pops up, exact same color, exact same features, everything, options, everything, exact same car, with 4,000 miles less than my mom has. My mom has had, let's say, 93,000 in her car. This car has 89,000, and this used car is selling for $17,000. Honestly, a used 2013 with 89,000 Toyota Camry XLE, $17,000 is what they're selling it for. I'm like, no way. There's no way. I look at the car and yeah, it's the same color interior, same everything. So I'm like, you know what? And then a light bulb hits me. And this is probably at around midnight when I'm getting home. I go into KBB, which people say don't ever use KBB because KBB is not 100% all the time. But they have this feature. You go in there, you click on it. It's very easy. And I'm going to show you in a second. And you get an actual cash value offer, which dealers then contact you right away. So basically, at midnight, I'm filling this whole survey out for my mom's car. I get a cash value offer. They send you an email of $11,200 or something like that. And it gives me a bunch of dealers. I click on the dealers. The next morning, 9 o'clock comes around, and my phone is blowing up. It's dealers basically contacting you about the car. So I picked the four closest dealers to each other and to me. First dealer gave me exactly what KBB offered. The second dealer lowballed me, walked out of that dealer. The third and fourth dealer, the third dealer gave me about $300 less than KBB, so about $10,970 some dollars. And the fourth dealer gave me something similar, $10,740 or something like that. I'll post it here for you guys to see. But anyways, sure enough, of course, I went back to the dealer that gave me the most money. And basically, you want to make sure that they cut the check right away, which they did. We got there, they cut the check right away, one day thing. Some deals may take longer, depends on who's in the office and who's there to sign the check. But they cut the check right away. We got $11,200. Went back to the dealer. My mom put $7,500 down now instead of the $6,500. Got her payment where she wanted, got the car she wanted, and got money in her pocket. So that's my tip for you guys. Is the way the market is right now, I would not go in and just trade out of my car. First thing I would tell you guys to do is find out what your car is selling for. Go to kbb.com, get a cash offer for your car. Go through the process. The process of going to dealer to dealer and having them look at your car does take some time. It took me about 3 hours to go to 4 dealers because it takes them time to look at the car. But either way, it was worth it. I got my mom the car she wanted. The trade-in or the car she wanted to get rid of got way more than we all expected. And she got her payment at the very end, everything exactly where she wanted. And she is happy and she's got no regrets and loved it. So that would be a tip. Now I'm going to show you guys here exactly what I did in research-wise so you guys can follow these steps if you need the help in doing this. All right, so first thing you're gonna do is you wanna see what your car is selling for. So you're gonna go ahead and go into cars.com or whatever website you like to use to find values of car. Cars.com is my favorite one, so I did that. So in here I put my mom's car, of course, 2013 Toyota Camry XLE. I wanna see what these cars were selling for. So of course you pick the options XLE, it was a 4-cylinder, and you just go ahead and just pick all your options on your car again. And of course they'll start eliminating here. And only one came up, and there was the car that came up that I told you guys, $17,795. So that was the price for one with 89,000 miles. Now again, this car has the exact same features, same color, everything's exactly the same as my mom's car. And again, only 4,000 miles less than my mom's car. So from them offering me 6,000 to offering, or 6,500 to a price of sale for 17,000 was a huge jump. I mean, and I wasn't gonna let that car go for that cheap. Again, everything's exactly the same. Nothing's any different. It's a 4-cylinder, XLE, exactly the same. Everything. I mean, it's a twin brother of my mom's car, twin sister, whatever you want to call it. So, anyways, once you figure out what the car that you own sells for in the price range, next thing you're gonna want to do is go ahead and type in www.kellybluebook or KBB and it'll take you right into Kelley Blue Book's website. Right here, what you're gonna do is my car value, and then enter your information of your vehicle. Once you do that, go ahead and hit go, and then it's gonna ask you, of course, which style of vehicle is it, and then it'll be XLE, LE, so of course, my mom's was an XLE, just base, 4-cylinder, I should say, and equipment. Now, you wanna actually pick the equipment you have, because if you go with standard, some things are not picked. My mom's had, of course, the push button start, so it's keyless start, and it had leather interiors. If you go with standard, it wouldn't have picked either one of those options. You wanna make sure you get the best value for this thing, and check every mark that your car has. Also, be honest when you're adding these things on here. Now, when it comes to your vehicle's condition in this area, I always go with good unless there is major damage or some other stuff, mechanical, check engine lights are on, ABS lights are on, you want to do fair. Very good is pretty much if you've never driven your car and the car's in perfect condition, which no car is ever in perfect condition, especially after 13 years. Maybe some cars might be. But a lot of dealers go with the good. Some go with fair, but most dealers go with that good option right there. So we're gonna go ahead and go good. Never click excellent because your car that would be driving out of the dealership. Excellent. Now you have two options here. You have the option of getting a used car price, selling on the street, or for or private sale or traded, or you're gonna pick, and you're also gonna select the pricing that is to get your car value. Now right here, you're gonna enter, of course, your VIN number. Once you enter the VIN number, you're gonna be driven to this page. And in that page, you're gonna select the color of the car, make sure all the options are exactly what you need them to be. It's gonna ask you if you got both key fobs. It's gonna ask you if there was any flood damage to the car, if there's ever been a rental car, and you're gonna actually insert pictures. Now you gotta make sure it takes a picture of the front, the inside, the outside, everything, just like it tells you right in this here. And then, of course, the next one is going to be any damage, of course. It will tell you if there's any damage. Make sure you're honest. If you have a dent, which I did have a dent, I put the dent on there, and it tells you how big was the dent. It was a small dent, so it wasn't anything big. No paint had come off. There was no rusting. So just be as honest as possible you can on this to get the best value, and so you don't have any surprises when you go to the dealership. Once you do that, hit done. You're going to hit next after that, and then here is the final page, pretty much. You're going to enter all your information. You want to, if you're replacing your car, just put no because you may not be buying from the same dealer. It's going to give you through this process to make sure you're not a computer. And once you select that, the next step, of course, would be to submit. Now, I'm not submitting this because I already did this. This car is gone. But this is pretty much what you're going to have with at the end of all this. This is going to be what KBB says you should get for your car. Now, when you get to that page, and that you have an email and you get to this page, it'll have you select certain dealers that you are in your area that you are interested in that car. Go ahead and select whatever dealers. So once you do that final step and you get that email, just be ready. You are gonna be bombarded with calls and texts and emails of dealers wanting your vehicle. My suggestion, just pick 4 dealers, go to them, and of course, pick the highest price and sell it to that dealer. One thing is, if you do owe money on your vehicle, it's going to take longer because they're going to have to pay the bank off. So this is more for people that I suggest that basically just have the car completely paid off and are looking to get something new. This is the best way to get your money without having to put it on Facebook Marketplace and having to deal with people not showing up. The whole, is it available, and never answering after you tell them, yes, it's available. That's annoying, by the way. So that kind of stuff, you won't have to deal with that, or just strange, weird people showing up to your door to test drive your vehicle. And my mom didn't want any of that. I didn't want to go through that headache. I already did that when I sold my Pathfinder, and that's just a headache in its own. But anyways, I hope you guys did enjoy the video. And if you did, give it a thumbs up. If you got anything, any tips from it, if you got any help from it, again, give it a thumbs up. I appreciate that. Subscribe to the channel. Also, in the comments below, let me know what your guys' way of buying a car in this market is, not in the market where there was inventories were full. I'm talking about this market. Let me know what you guys' tips are. Always like to hear that kind of stuff. And I'll see you guys in the next video. I'll leave you guys with some actual pictures of my mom's new car. Nothing special, but she's happy with it. And if she's happy, I'm happy. So I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace.